and help us to restore our democracy and to restore the respect of human rights in our country.
Thank you. Follow-up question would be, so you don't think, Your Excellency, the empowerment programs that are going on right now in almost every village, we've seen, in the media, they are going in every village, they're, saying empowerment. We don't know exactly what it is. You don't think that is going to redeem this government or anything?
Those are not empowerment programs. That is daylight bribery of voters using stolen public funds. These are funds that were meant for education, free primary education and free secondary education. This money, William Ruto has diverted management for education through the National Intelligence Service, ostensibly to deal with regional security. This money is withdrawn in cash every Friday and given to Kindiki to go around the country bribing voters and cheating them. That is empowerment. William Ruto promised real empowerment when he became president. If he wants to do real empowerment, he needs to bring a bill in Parliament where these programs are well explained and included in the budget so that there is an organized way of doing empowerment. Today, how do you explain where is the Deputy President getting this money from? His salary is known. He has been in office for 10 months. He has not earned more than 10 million shillings. In the last several months, he has spent over 300 million shillings. This money is not in the budget. Where is this money coming from? These are proceeds of corruption. And these are funds that are being used to corrupt the morals of our people and try to bribe voters ahead of the 2027 general election. So it's all deceit, it's all a conman game, and it has nothing to do with empowerment. It is simply bribery and a scheme to deceive the Kenyan voter, to try to persuade them to have William Ruto elected as president.
Thank you. Now, Your Excellency, this interview is really not an interview without talking about you being labeled as a tribalist. And as you may know, probably you are aware that most of us who defend you on social media, we are also labeled tribalist. I personally campaigned for President Ruto for 4 years, non-stop. Obviously, I was against President Uhuru. Nobody labeled me tribalist until Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. We have seen you hold rallies in Mombasa, Bungoma, Kakamega, Kajiado, Nairobi, and other parts of the country with great acceptance from Kenyan masses. Why the government, and indeed its handlers, calling you a tribalist? Why do you think they call you a tribalist? And we have seen you in many other regions that do not belong to the Kikuyus.
Thank you, Jerry. That is a narrative by William Ruto to try to demonize me before the people of Kenya and to suppress truth. William Ruto has nothing against me. And in Kakamega, in Vihiga, the people of Kenya believe in me and the truth that I speak every day. It's only William Ruto because there's nothing else he can say against me. As you have rightly put it, nobody believes in me because when I campaigned for him, he never called me a tribalist. When the people of the mountain Kenya supported him to a man, he never said they are tribal. He has only decided we are tribal because we have rejected his leadership and we have said we are not going to support him. As long as we were supporting him, we were good people, and we were very nice people and nationalists. But the minute we decided that he cheated us, he betrayed us, he misused us, he was the wrong choice for us and for the country, he has decided that we are tribal people. But I am never dissuaded from what I believe in. I never lose focus. I'm never distracted. I ignore those things with the contempt that they deserve. I am very keen to talk to the people of Kenya. I stand for the people of Kenya. When I fought for the Gen Zs, I fought for all the Gen Zs for the people of Kenya. When I oppose overtaxation, I do it for the people of Kenya. And the people of Kenya have understood who Rigathi. Again, I will be going to Bomet, I will be going to Eldoret. I'll go to each and every part of the country because I'm a Kenyan leader. And I'm a leader who is respected by the people of Kenya for what I believe in and for upholding truth, because the people of Kenya want a truthful leader. And that is why William Ruto is scared. He would like to confine me in the mountain so that other Kenyans do not benefit from what I know and from telling them what is happening in government and what happened when I was in government. He doesn't want me to give that truth to the people of Kenya. That is why he tries to bog me down and try to intimidate me by saying I'm tribal. I'm not intimidated. I am strong. I am focused. I'm a man on a mission. I'm moving on. I'll move to each and every part of the country.
All right, let's proceed. Your Excellency, somebody else asked, the country, our country Kenya, has a lot of hope in the united opposition. Are you really going to hold together? And this is somebody asking, they are just concerned because they have seen the government by everybody. So they ask, are you going to hold together for the next 2 years, or the government is going to buy some of you off?
I am persuaded that the leaders I work with are strong and are committed to a united opposition so that we have one candidate to face William Ruto in the next general election. I have personally committed before the people of Kenya that if I'm not chosen to be the flag bearer, I will be more than willing to support whoever is agreed on. My colleague, Kalonzo Musyoka, has committed himself that in case he's not the flag bearer, he'll support whoever is agreed upon. Dr. Fred Matiang'i has committed that if he's not the flag bearer, he'll support whoever has been agreed on. What I know, and I appeal to my colleagues, is to remain strong and to remain focused, because the people of Kenya expect us to stick together. William Ruto has rolled out a very elaborate plan to divide the opposition. And he is using every trick in the book, and he has applied massive resources to try to create problems within the opposition. Specifically, he has started with the mountain. He would want a situation where he divides the mountain, because the mountain vote, by sheer size, is very decisive in who becomes president and who doesn't become president. And since he is aware that the mountain has decided it will not support him, he would like to divide the mountain. We are aware of schemes to form political parties within the mountain to come and rival the DCP, which is the party of choice in the area. We are aware that he is trying to introduce a third force by, funding leaders who appear like they are opposed to him, but you start wondering where they are getting money all of a sudden to start dishing around in the country. These are things that are going on, but luckily for us, the people of Kenya are very intelligent and they see these things from far. People are very enlightened and they can see through William Ruto. And I want to assure leaders who are being used by William Ruto to divide the opposition, to divide the mountain. William Ruto will destroy you the way he has destroyed the leaders who hang around him. People can see through you. People can read your lips. People can listen to the language that you are speaking. If, for example, you hear a leader from the mountain saying that Rigathi is tribal, they don't like tribalism, that is the language of William Ruto. You don't need to have rocket science to know who is sponsoring that person. Because that is the language of William Ruto of saying the people of the mountain as tribal. So if you hear a leader from the mountain all of a sudden talking about tribalism, oh, we don't want tribalism, that is the language of William Ruto. You can tell. And then you can see those leaders are having some bit of money and they did not have money before. That tells you clearly what is happening. So I want to tell those leaders, the people are very intelligent. And I want to remind our leaders of the situation in the year 2002. The people of Kenya had decided that they did not want anything to do with Daniel Arap Moi and his project. And people had made that decision as a people. And the leaders were following them. The Honorable Musalia Mudavadi was in the group that had rejected the project of President Daniel Arap Moi. Somewhere along the way, Moi convinced him to abandon the people and join him. He dismissed Professor George Saitoti as vice president and appointed Musalia as vice president. And Musalia was earmarked to be the vice president for Uhuru Kenyatta. The people of Sabatia, the people of Vihiga, the people of Western Kenya refused to follow Musalia Mudavadi. He went alone. He lost his seat as a member of parliament for Sabatia. Let me caution my colleagues and all those of us who want William Ruto to be one term. The mood in the country today as we speak, any of my colleagues will abandon the one-term movement at the behest of President William Ruto for the purposes of financial gain or promises or positions, that he'll go alone and he'll not go with the people. And he or she will be isolated. That is what I know. But I'm happy talking to my colleagues this morning because all of us are concerned about the machinations of William Ruto. All of them are steadfast and they have committed, they will stick to the cause and they will not let the people of Kenya down.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your time and answering our questions and even finding time to come and be with us here in the Midwest. But before you go, we want to ask you the last one. Why one term? If you answer that one, we're going to call it a day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Why one term? Because nothing can work in Kenya when William Ruto is in office. For us to bring to an end abductions and killings of young people, William Ruto must exit from office. For us to restore our education system so that our children can go to school, they can access free primary and secondary education, our university students can have loans, William Ruto must exit from office. For the economy to get back on form, for us to restore our economy, William Ruto must be one term. What we are saying is, before we can get our country back, before we can restore the dignity of the paisley, William Ruto must exit from State House. And that is why the Kenyan people in unison have agreed this one term. To an extent that today, the president and his deputy cannot hold an organic meeting. All their meetings must be at our tent where people have been vetted and paid so that they can avoid people seeing one term. You saw what happened during the opening match of the Chan football tournament. The president and the governor of Nairobi had to purchase all the tickets, and the tickets were given to officers from the Kenya prisons, NYS personnel, and supporters of Governor Sakaja and MCAs aligned to him, so that they don't have an organic group in Kasarani, so that they don't sing one term. In the process, they were not able to distribute all the tickets, despite organizers having said that all the tickets have been sold out. Most of the seats were empty because, against the FIFA rules, all the tickets were purchased in bulk so that they give them to their supporters, so that they avoid the situation of people coming to say one term. But I don't know what they'll do, because on the day of the voting, they would have to pay everybody in Kenya And even if they pay them, they will still have to come and vote for Ruto to be one term. So it's a prerequisite for us to restore Kenya, for us to restore our country, for us to restore our economy, for us to restore the dignity of the person, for us to have our children safe from killings, for us to have Kenyans doing business in a good environment. William Ruto must be one term. That is the movement we are spearheading, and I can tell you it is unstoppable and it's going on. And probably they were thinking it's Rigathi who is behind it. I've been out of Kenya.
He's got the highway in his blood. He was born to run, born to run.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Was here in Midwest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.